Now whether PPT is visible? Hello. Hello.
हाँ सर.
Whether my PPT is visible?
No sir, no sir.
Okay. So now whether my PPT is visible?
Yes sir.
So we have seen this diagram last time. This is nothing but simple air cooling system. So now we have to draw the tier diagram for this simple air cooling system. So if I want to draw the simple air cooling system or PV diagram for a tier diagram for simple air cooling system. So whatever thermodynamic processes are there, so I have to give the names for that thermodynamic processes. So here I'm going to give this as the point number 1. So point number 1 will indicate the ambient air. So that ambient air will have the pressure as the ambient pressure. Ambient air will have the pressure as the ambient pressure, and whatever temperature will be there of that ambient air, suppose that temperature is nothing but T1. Now whenever that ambient air will come inside of the aeroplane, so that will come because of the ramming air or because of the ramming effect. So here whatever 1 to 2 process will be there, so that will be called as a ramming process. 1 to 2 process will be called as a ramming process. And here whatever that ramming process will be there, ideally that ramming process will be considered as a isentropic ramming process. So here because of this ramming effect, the pressure of the air will goes on increasing from ambient pressure to the ram pressure, So whatever point number 2 will be there, that point number 2 will have the pressure as the ram pressure, and whatever temperature will be there, that temperature will be suppose T2. Temperature will be T2. Now that ram pressure air, that ram pressure air is having the pressure as a ram pressure and temperature as a T2, that will be given to the main compressor. Inside the main compressor, here isentropic compression process will take place, and because of this compression process at the outlet of this compressor, here because of this compression process, the ramming pressure will get converted into delivery pressure. That means at the outlet of this compressor, the point number 3 will be there. 2 to 3 process will occur inside the main compressor, that is nothing but isentropic compression, and here pressure will increase from ram pressure to the delivery pressure PD, and temperature will also goes on increasing from T2 to T3. Now part of that delivered pressure air or compressed air will be taken inside the combustion chamber. Here air fuel mixture will burn, and that will be given to the gas turbine to run that gas turbine. Now here whatever remaining portion of that delivered or whatever remaining portion of that compressed air will be there, that will be supplied to the heat exchanger. So here that heat exchanger, at the inlet of heat exchanger, now we'll have the point number 3. We'll have the point number 3. So that point number 3 will have the pressure as a delivery pressure and temperature as a T3. Now that delivery pressure and T3 temperature air will be supplied through the pipe of heat exchanger, and over that pipe of heat exchanger, the cooling medium will be the ram air. So ram air is having the pressure as a ram pressure and temperature as a T2. And here value of T2 is lower than T3. That's why that ram air will be utilized to cool the compressed air. So here heat rejection process will take place at a constant pressure. So inside the heat exchanger, there will be the heat rejection process at constant pressure, and at the outlet of heat exchanger, we will get the point number 4. That means 3 to 4 process will occur. 3 to 4 process will occur inside the heat exchanger, and this process is nothing but constant pressure heat rejection. And because of this constant pressure heat rejection, at the outlet of heat exchanger, we will have the pressure as a delivery pressure PD, and temperature of the air will be T4. Now delivery pressure and T4 temperature, delivery pressure and T4 temperature air will be supplied to the cooling turbine. So function of cooling turbine will be to expand the air. So inside the cooling turbine, here pressure of that air will goes on decreasing, So whatever 4 to 5 process will be there, that 4 to 5 process will occur. 4 to 5 process will occur inside the cooling turbine, and here because of this expansion, pressure of the air will goes on decreasing from delivery pressure, to the cabin pressure. So here point number 5 will have the pressure as a cabin pressure, and temperature of the air will further goes on decreasing. So temperature of that air will be up to T5. Now whatever the cabin pressure and T5 temperature air will be there, that will be supplied to the aeroplane cabin. Suppose this is a aeroplane cabin. So inside the aeroplane cabin, whatever heat will be generated, that will be absorbed with the help of that cabin pressure and T5 temperature air. So here whatever output will be generated because of this cooling turbine, that will be utilized to run the cooling fan. So that cooling fan or function of cooling fan will be to draw more and more amount of ram air. So this was the explanation related to the simple air cooling system. Now here if I want to draw the TS diagram for this simple air cooling system, if I want to draw TS diagram for this simple air cooling system, then here for drawing that TS diagram, I have to take the temperature on y-axis, entropy on x-axis, and here I have to indicate the point number 1. So to locate the point number 1, as point number 1 is having the pressure as a ambient pressure and temperature as a T1. So first of all, I need to represent the ambient pressure line. I need to represent the ambient pressure line on this TS diagram. So I'm knowing that constant pressure line will be likewise. So first of all, I will draw the ambient pressure line. Suppose this as a ambient pressure line. So this is the ambient pressure line. Whether this line is visible to everyone, or should I take the another color? I'll take the another color. I will take this one. Suppose this has the ambient pressure line. So on that ambient pressure line, I will take the point number 1, which is having the temperature as a T1. So suppose this as a my point number 1. Now 1 to 2 process is there, that is called as a ramming process. So at point number 2, we'll have the pressure as a ram pressure. So this is the ambient pressure, and because of ramming effect, the ramming pressure will have the higher value as compared to ambient pressure. So whatever another pressure line will be there, that is called as a ramming pressure. So ramming pressure will have the higher value as compared to ambient pressure. So if I'm going to consider this as a ram pressure, this as a ram pressure. So here whatever 1 to 2 process will be there, that 1 to 2 process will be the isentropic ramming process. 1 to 2 process will be the isentropic ramming process. So that will be drawn likewise. So 1 to 2 process isentropic, that means entropy will remains constant, and ramming, that means pressure will increase from ambient pressure to ram pressure. But whatever this process will be there, 1 to 2 process, this will be the ideal process. This will be the ideal process, but in actual practice, because isentropic, the meaning is a meaning of isentropic is nothing but reversible adiabatic. So whenever that air will come inside of the aeroplane, whenever that air will come inside of the aeroplane, so this process never be the reversible. Why? Because while coming that air inside the aeroplane, there will be the friction, and because of that friction, that irreversibility will take place, and because of the same, that process in actual practice, that ramming process will never be the isentropic ramming. That will be the polytropic ramming process, and there will be fall in temperature, there will be fall in pressure. So here, as I'm considering this as a ideal pressure, ideal ram pressure, so one more pressure line will I have to draw, that will be called as actual ram pressure line, and that actual ram pressure will have the lower value as compared to ideal ram pressure. So this will be called as a ramming pressure, and here this is nothing but the actual ramming pressure, and here the temperature will remain same, and on the actual ramming process, my point number 2 dash will be here. So this will be my point number 2 dash. This will be my point number 2 dash, and here whatever 1 to 2 dash line is there, whatever 1 to 2 dash line is there, so that 1 to 2 dash line will indicate the actual ramming process in the aeroplane, and that will be the polytropic ramming process. That will not be the isentropic. Here 1 to 2, 1 to 2 is indicating ideal ramming process, and 1 to 2 dash is indicating actual ramming process. Now here I got the point number 2. Now 2 to 3 process is nothing but the compression process inside the main compressor. And here I'm knowing that for main compressor, inlet point is nothing but point number 2, and outlet point is nothing but point number 3. And outlet point is having the pressure as a delivery pressure. So one more pressure line I need to draw. One more pressure line I need to draw on this tier diagram, and that pressure line will be called as a delivery pressure. Sorry. That will be the delivery pressure line. So suppose this has a delivery pressure line. This has a delivery pressure line. Now here 2 to 3 process is nothing but isentropic compression process. And here as the word isentropic is there, that's why here from point number 2 dash. Now while drawing the next line, I have to draw from the point number 2 dash. So here from point number 2 dash, I will draw the isentropic compression process. So here this will be the 2 to 3 dash or 2 dash to 3 line. This will be the 2 dash to 3 line. So this will be called as the ideal compression process inside the main compressor. Ideal compression process inside the main compressor. Why ideal compression? Because this isentropic compression, because in the main compressor also there are number of moving parts, and as there are number of moving parts, that means their friction will take place, and as there is a friction, that's why that process will not be the reversible. That process will not be the reversible. So that process or that compression process will never be in actual practice. That compression process will never be the isentropic. That will be the polytropic process. So here, if I want to represent polytropic compression, then I have to draw small deviation. So this will be called as a 2 dash to 3 dash. 2 dash to 3 dash, that will be called as a actual compression inside the main compressor. Actual compression inside the main compressor. Now here we are not going to towards this direction. Why? Because our main intention is to cool the air, and that cooling of air is taking place towards this direction. That's why I have to proceed, or whatever thermodynamic processes are occurring, I have to take consideration of those thermodynamic processes in the cooling of air is supplied to the heat exchanger. So here inside the heat exchanger, constant pressure heat rejection process will take place. That means whatever that compressed air will be there, that will be rejecting heat to the T2 temperature ram air. And that constant pressure heat rejection process, because of that constant pressure heat rejection process, whatever outlet of heat exchanger will be there, that outlet of heat exchanger will have the pressure as a delivery pressure and temperature as a T4. So here at same delivery pressure, compressed air will lose its heat, and because of heat rejection, the temperature at point number 4 will be having lower value. Point number 3 चं temperature कुठं होतं ह्या ठिकाणी, point number 4 चं कुठं आलं ह्या ठिकाणी आले. So point number 4 will have the lower temperature as compared to the point number 3. So here 3 dash to 4, this 3 dash to 4 will represent the constant pressure heat rejection process. Constant pressure heat rejection process inside the heat exchanger. Now here I got the point number 4 at the inlet of cooling turbine. Now whatever 4 to 5 process is there, that 4 to 5 process will take place inside the cooling turbine, and that is nothing but the isentropic expansion process inside the cooling turbine. And because of this isentropic expansion at the outlet of cooling turbine, whatever pressure I am getting, that pressure is nothing but the cabin pressure. That pressure is nothing but cabin pressure. Now from point number 4, I have to expand that air. So I have to expand that air up to the pressure equal to cabin pressure. And as we are knowing that at higher altitude, the pressure is nothing but the cabin pressure. That pressure is nothing but the cabin pressure. Now from point number 4, I have to expand that air. So I have to expand that air up to the pressure equal to cabin pressure. And as we are knowing that at higher altitude, the pressure is nothing but the cabin pressure. at higher altitude from the Earth's surface, the pressure of the surrounding will goes on decreasing. So whatever aeroplane will be there, inside the aeroplane, we have to keep the, or we have to maintain the pressure nearly equal to atmospheric pressure. And whatever surrounding pressure will be there, that is ambient pressure, that ambient pressure will have the lower value as compared to the cabin pressure. So one more pressure line I need to draw on this TS diagram. So that pressure line is nothing but cabin pressure line, and value of cabin pressure will be greater than ambient pressure and lower than ram pressure. So one more pressure line I need to draw on this diagram, on this TS diagram, and this pressure line will be called as the cabin pressure. This will be the cabin pressure line. So whatever 4 to 5 process is taking place, that 4 to 5 process is nothing but isentropic expansion process inside the cooling turbine. So here, if I want to represent that isentropic expansion process inside the cooling turbine, so point number 4 will be the starting point. So from point number 4, pressure will goes on decreasing at constant entropy. That's why I have to draw the straight line up to the cabin pressure. So this is nothing but isentropic expansion inside the cooling turbine. But with the polytropic process, so here, if I'm going to locate this point as a point number 5, so here point 4 to 5 process will represent the ideal isentropic expansion process inside the cooling turbine. But as that cooling turbine is consisting of number of moving parts, that's why that process will not be the reversible. That will be the irreversible process. That means that process, expansion process, will be the polytropic process. So actually, that line will be drawn likewise, 4 to 5 dash. So here, 4 to 5 dash. Now, whatever outlet of this cooling turbine will be there, that outlet of cooling turbine will be supplied to the aeroplane cabin. Outlet of cooling turbine will be supplied to the aeroplane cabin, and as we have seen, there are number of internal and external factors which are adding the heat inside the aeroplane cabin. So whatever heat will be generated inside the aeroplane cabin, to take off that heat, we have to supply this cooled air. So whatever cooled air which is having the temperature as a T5 and pressure as a cabin pressure, we have supplied to the aeroplane cabin, that will be able to absorb the heat, that will be able to absorb the heat inside the aeroplane cabin, and because of the same, here temperature inside the aeroplane cabin will be maintained. So here whatever 5 to 6 process will be there, that is nothing but constant pressure heat absorption, constant pressure heat absorption inside the aeroplane cabin. So this is nothing but the TS diagram. This is nothing but the TS diagram for simple air cooling system. Have you understood this TS diagram? Yes or no? Write in the chat box, or if you are having any query or any question, you can ask me. Have you understood this TS diagram? How to draw this TS diagram? Write in chat box. What about remaining student? If you are having any query or any question, you can ask me. Or if you want to repeat this TS diagram once again, you can write in the chat box likewise. Repeat once again likewise, so that I will come to know that how many students got this point or how many students haven't got this point. Do it fast. Only one student have written the comment. Remaining student. Because once you will understand this TS diagram for one system, then for rest of all the system, TS diagram will be similar. There will be slight changes in this TS diagram. So have you understood? Is it necessary to repeat this TS diagram once again? Is it necessary? Okay. Still, if any student is having any problem, you can ask me. Now, the TS diagram I will show on the chart. So actual tear diagram will be likewise. So whatever tear diagram we have drawn, similar to this tear diagram. So this is nothing but the ambient pressure or ambient air pressure. And here 1 to 2 process is nothing but here. This line is indicating 1 to 2 line is indicating ideal ramming process. Here P2, this is nothing but a ramming pressure, ideal ramming pressure. This is nothing but actual ramming pressure. And 1 to 2 dash line is indicating the actual ramming process. Here, because of irreversibility, this process, ramming process, will not be the isentropic process, that will be the polytropic process. Then 2 to 3 process will occur inside the main compressor, where pressure will increase from ram pressure to the delivery pressure of main compressor. So this is the delivery pressure of main compressor. So 2 dash to 3. This is nothing but isentropic compression. Ideally, that will be the isentropic compression, but actually that will be the polytropic process. So here, this is the 2 dash to 3 dash is indicating the actual compression inside the main compressor. Now outlet of main compressor will be supplied to the heat exchanger, where heat rejection at constant pressure will take place, and because of heat rejection at constant pressure, at the outlet we will get the point number 4. So 3 dash to 4. This is the 3 dash to 4 process. This will occur at a constant pressure, and this is nothing but constant pressure heat rejection inside the heat exchanger. Inside the heat exchanger. Then 4 to 5 process will occur inside the cooling turbine. Their pressure will decrease from delivery pressure of main compressor up to the cabin pressure. That means one more pressure line we need to draw. This is nothing but cabin pressure, and that cabin pressure will have the value greater than the ambient pressure and lower than the ram pressure. So here 4 to 5 process is nothing but the is nothing but the isentropic expansion inside the cooling turbine, and 4 to 5 dash, this is nothing but the actual expansion inside the cooling turbine. And here 5 dash to 6 is indicating the heat addition or heat absorption by the air which is being supplied to the cooling turbine. So this is nothing but the TS diagram. This is nothing but the TS diagram. Are you getting? So this is the first system called as a simple air cooling system, and whatever this system will be there, simple air cooling system, that will be mainly used for the aeroplane which are having the low speed. So application, simple air cooling system is used for the low speed flights or aeroplane having the low speed. Now another type is there, or there is small modification in that simple air cooling system, that is called as a simple air evaporative cooling system. So only one word is being added, that is called as a simple air evaporative cooling system. Simple air evaporative cooling system. So there is a slight change. There is a slight change in the diagram of simple air cooling system to have that to become that system as a simple air evaporative cooling system, and that slight change is nothing but addition of one more evaporator. Addition of one more evaporator between heat exchanger and cooling turbine. So here in between heat exchanger and cooling turbine, in between heat exchanger and cooling turbine, if I'm going to add one more evaporator, or if I'm going to add evaporator, and inside that evaporator, if I'm going to take the cooling medium as either ammonia or alcohol or water. So as that aeroplane is moving at higher altitude, so from the 20 kilometer from the earth surface, at 20 kilometer altitude from the earth surface, if I am going to see the boiling point temperature of ammonia, the boiling point temperature of ammonia will be minus 78 degrees centigrade. Minus 78 degrees centigrade. Then whatever alcohol will be there, that boiling point temperature of alcohol will be 9 degrees centigrade. And whatever water will be there, so boiling point temperature of water at Earth's surface is 100 degrees centigrade, but at a higher altitude, that means at 20 kilometers from Earth's surface, the boiling point temperature of water is 40 degrees centigrade. 40 degrees centigrade. So inside the evaporator, if I'm going to add the cooling medium as either ammonia, alcohol, or water, which is having the lower boiling point temperature at higher altitude. Alcohol is having boiling point temperature 9 degree, ammonia minus 78 degrees centigrade, water 40 degrees centigrade. So whenever I'm going to add this evaporator, so through this evaporator, whatever outlet of heat exchanger will be there, that outlet of heat exchanger will be passed to this evaporator, and after that, that will be supplied to the cooling turbine. So here, if I'm going to draw diagram likewise, that means by addition of evaporator, so that system will be called as a simple air evaporative cooling system. Simple air evaporative cooling system. So there will be only addition of this much part. Only addition of this much part called as a evaporator. That evaporator will be added in between heat exchanger and cooling turbine. So I will show the diagram. So this is the diagram of simple air evaporative cooling system. This is the diagram of simple air evaporative cooling system. So if you compare the diagram of simple air evaporative cooling system with the simple air cooling system, so you will observe that there is only addition of this part, only this much part. So this part is called as the evaporator. Inside this evaporator, we are going to put, or we are going to keep as a either water, either alcohol, or ammonia, which is having lower boiling point temperature. And because of this evaporator, further cooling of the compressed air will take place. Further cooling of compressed air will take place. So here, if I want to explain this simple air evaporative cooling system, the explanation will be similar as that of simple air cooling system. So what will happen? First of all, ambient air, which is having the pressure as the ambient pressure, temperature as a T1, that will be come inside of the aeroplane because of the ramming effect. So 1 to 2 process will be the ramming process. 1 to 2 process will be the ramming process. So point 2 will have the pressure as a ram pressure and temperature as a T2. Pressure as a ram pressure, temperature as a T2. Now that part of ram air will be compressed inside the main compressor, and whatever 2 to 3 process will be there, that will be the compression process inside the main compressor. So whatever point number 3 will be there, that point number 3 will have the pressure as a delivery pressure and temperature as a T3. Temperature as a T3. Part of compressed air will be supplied to the combustion chamber, where air fuel mixture will be burned, and that exhaust gases or burned gases will be utilized to run the gas turbine, and outlet of power obtained from that gas turbine will be utilized to run the main compressor. So we are not going to consider this as a thermodynamic process. Now whatever remaining portion of compressed air will be there, that will be supplied to the heat exchanger. So inlet for that heat exchanger is nothing but pressure as a delivery pressure, temperature as a T3. So that air, or that higher pressure air or delivery pressure air will reject the heat to the ram air. Here cooling medium is used as a ram air. So over this point, ram air will pass. So here, as ram air is having lower value of temperature as compared to compressed air, that's why here constant pressure heat rejection process will take place. So 3 to 4 process is nothing but constant pressure heat rejection inside the heat exchanger. And because of this constant pressure heat rejection, pressure will remain same, PD. Only temperature will goes on decreasing. T3 will become as a T4. Now, whatever outlet of heat exchanger is there. So in case of simple air cooling system, outlet of heat exchanger will be directly supplied to the cooling turbine. But in case of simple air evaporative cooling system, in between heat exchanger and cooling turbine, there will be the addition of evaporator. And inside this evaporator, we are going to keep as a water or alcohol or ammonia. So at higher altitude, water will have the boiling point temperature as a 40 degrees centigrade, Ammonia will have the boiling point temperature as a 9 degrees centigrade. Alcohol will have the boiling point temperature as a minus 78 degrees centigrade. So here, if I'm going to consider surrounding to this coil, suppose I'm keeping as a water. So as boiling point temperature of water is 40 degrees centigrade. So what will happen? Whatever air is compressed air, which is coming out of the heat exchanger, that will be passing through this coil. So that compressed air will further reject the heat. Compressed air will further reject the heat to that surrounding medium. And here surrounding cooling medium is nothing but water. So here surrounding cooling medium, that is nothing but water, will absorb the heat from the compressed air. And because of this same, here that water will get converted into water vapor, and that water vapor will be exited to this exit point. And here inside the evaporator, the main function of evaporator will be again to reject the heat at a constant pressure. So here that air will again reject the heat at a constant pressure. So 4 and 5. 4 point is nothing but inlet to the evaporator. 5 point is nothing but outlet to the evaporator. So as this is a constant pressure, so pressure will remain same. Delivery pressure त्या ठिकाणी पण कोणतं राहणार आहे, delivery pressure. फक्त टेम्परेचर काय होणार आहे, कमी होणार आहे. So T4 will get converted into T5. T4 will get converted into T5. And here now 5 to 6 process. 5 to 6 process will occur inside the cooling turbine. So this process is nothing but isentropic cooling inside the cooling turbine. And because of the same, here delivery pressure will get converted into cabin pressure. And temperature of that compressed air will further goes on decreasing from T5 to T6. So temperature will decreases from T5 to T6. So whatever outlet of this cooling turbine will be there, that will be supplied to the aeroplane cabin. Suppose this is the aeroplane cabin. So whatever air we are supplying, conditioned air, which is being supplied to the aeroplane cabin, will have the pressure as a cabin pressure, temperature as a T6, and that air will be able to absorb the heat which is being generated inside the airplane cabin. So 6 to 7 process will occur inside the airplane cabin. Now whatever work is obtained because of this cooling turbine, that will be utilized to run the cooling fan. So that as this as an exhaust fan, and the function of this exhaust fan will be to draw more and more amount of ram air to this heat exchanger. So this is the explanation of simple air evaporative cooling system. Have you understood the explanation? Have you understood the explanation of simple air evaporative cooling system? Yes or no? Hello? Have you understood the function of or working principle or working of simple air evaporative cooling system? That is similar to the simple air cooling system, only there is the addition of evaporator. What about remaining student? Have you understood? Yes or no? If you are having any question, any problem, or any query, you can ask me. Give the response. At least tell whether you understood or not. Or if you are having any query, any question, you can ask me. Okay. Now here, if I want to draw the TS diagram, then what will be the changes in TS diagram? Can anyone tell me what will be the changes? What will be the changes in TS diagram? Can anyone tell me what will be the changes in TS diagram? काय चेंज असणार आहे? कोण सांगेल? So up to point number 4, whatever TS diagram will be there, that is same. Up to point number 4, tier diagram will be same because only there is a new part called as a process 4 to 5 is only additional process. Rest of all the processes are same. So up to point number 4, the tier diagram will be also similar. So only addition of 4 to 5 process will be there. So here, if I want to draw the tier diagram, sorry. So to draw the tier diagram, first of all, I will take the point number 1. So point number 1 will be on a ambient pressure line. So suppose this is the ambient pressure line. So on that ambient pressure line, I will take the point number 1. Now 1 to 2 process is nothing but ramming process. Nothing but ramming process. So point number 2 will be on a ram pressure line. So we are knowing that related to ram pressure, there will be two ram pressure. First one will be called as the ideal ram pressure. First one will be called as the ideal ram pressure, and second one will be the actual ram pressure. So this is the ideal. Actual ram pressure will have the lower value as compared to ideal ram pressure. This will be actual ram pressure. So 1 to 2 process will be drawn. 1 to 2 process, that is ideal process, will be drawn likewise. 1 to 2, that is ideal ramming process. But actual ramming draw करताना 2 आणि 2 dash चं टेम्परेचर जे आहे ते सेम आलं पाहिजे. 2 आणि 2 dash चं टेम्परेचर सेम आलं पाहिजे. So actual ramming process will be drawn likewise. That is polytropic ramming. So 1 to 2 dash. Now 2 to 3 process will occur inside the main compressor. Inside the main compressor काय होणार आहे? Compression. Next pressure line is nothing but delivery pressure line. This is a delivery pressure line. So 2 dash to 3. If that compression process will be the isentropic, that means ideal process. Ideal compression process will be drawn likewise. So this will be my point number 3. But actual practice, because of irreversibility, the actual compression process will be likewise. So this will be my point number 3 dash. Now 3 to 4 process is occurring inside the heat exchanger. Inside the heat exchanger, what is happening? Constant pressure heat rejection is taking place. So here, because of this constant pressure heat rejection, at constant pressure heat is being rejected. That means temperature will goes on decreasing. So 3 dash to 4 process will be likewise. So this is nothing but constant pressure heat rejection inside the heat exchanger. आपली सिंपल एअर कुलिंग सिस्टीम जी होती ती इथपर्यंत सेमच होती. इथपर्यंत सिंपल एअर कुलिंग सिस्टीम काय होती? सेम होती. फक्त ऍडिशन काय झालेलं आहे या ठिकाणी 4 to 5 प्रोसेसची ऍडिशन झालेली. म्हणजे आपण काय करतोय? जे आउटलेट ऑफ हीट एक्सचेंजर आहे ते कशाला देतोय? इव्हापरेटरला देतोय. आणि इव्हापरेटर मध्ये कुलिंग मीडियम म्हणून वॉटर, अल्कोहोल किंवा अमोनिया ठेवतोय. म्हणजे ह्या ठिकाणी काय होणार आहे? फर्दर देअर विल बी द हीट रिजेक्शन ऍट अ कॉन्स्टंट प्रेशर. फर्दर there will be the heat rejection at a constant pressure. So whatever 4 to 5 process will be there, that will be again constant pressure heat rejection. At point number 5, also we are having the same pressure as the delivery pressure. म्हणजे ह्या ठिकाणी अजून काय होणार आहे? heat rejection होणार आहे सेम प्रेशरला. So 4 to 5 process will be likewise. And here there will be the heat rejection at a constant pressure inside the evaporator. फक्त एवढा चेंज होणार आहे 4 to 5 चा. After that 5 to 6 process will be same. That is nothing but expansion inside the cooling turbine, and here pressure will goes on decreasing from delivery pressure to cabin pressure. म्हणजे अजून एक प्रेशर लाईन मला ड्रॉ करायला लागणार आहे. So I need to draw one more pressure line that will be called as a cabin pressure. So suppose this is a cabin pressure line. Cabin pressure will have the value greater than ambient pressure, lower than ram pressure. So now from point number 5, I have to draw that isentropic expansion process. This will be the ideal expansion process, but actually that will be the polytropic process. So this will be my point number 6 dash. And 6 to 7 is nothing but heat absorption by that cooling air inside the aeroplane cabin. So that 6 to 7 process will be likewise. 6 to 7 where heat will be absorbed. So this is nothing but 6 to 7 called as a heat absorption inside the aeroplane cabin. Have you understood? So this is the TS diagram for simple air evaporative cooling system. समझते का? Yes or no? So same process I will show on the TS diagram. So this is the TS diagram. 1 to 2, 1 to 2 dash, 2 dash to 3, 2 dash to 3 dash, 3 to 4. फक्त ऍडिशन कोणते आहे या ठिकाणी? फक्त एवढे ऍडिशन झालेले बिकॉज ऑफ इव्हापोरेटर. Then 5 to 6, 5 to 6 dash and 6 to 7. Yeah, it is 6 to 7. That is nothing but constant pressure heat addition process. Are you getting? So this is the simple air evaporative cooling system. Now next system is there called as a bootstrap air cooling system. This time now time is 2:54. Okay. Only 5 minutes are remaining. So I will utilize this time for taking the attendance because it will not be possible to complete that bootstrap air cooling system within 5 minutes. Today's date 2010. Okay, give the attendance. So we are going to stop our lecture here. I will take the attendance, and after taking the attendance, you have to leave the lecture. Before taking the attendance, one more thing. So today only I have shared one Google form related to the COVID-19 vaccination status. So you have to fill that Google form. So that Google form will be useful for because you might be knowing that we have got one notice from the government, that is we have to start the college physically. So the student, those who have taken both the doses, they are only eligible for attending the college physically. That means attending the practical physically, and once in a week we have to attend that practicals. So for our division, the day is nothing but Monday. So how many students are eligible for attending the physical college? For that purpose, I have shared that Google form. So fill the information in that Google form so that we will be able to identify those are the students who are eligible for attend the lecture physically. Are you getting? So only 5 minutes are required. So fill that Google form now only. Give the attendance. Roll number 1.
Present, sir.
2. 2 absent. 3 absent. 4 absent. 5 absent. 6 absent. 7 absent. 8
Present, sir.
9
Present, sir.
10. Roll number 10. Roll number 10 absent. 11 absent. 12 absent. 13
Present, sir.
14 absent. 15
Present, sir.
16
Present, sir.
17 absent. 18
Yes, sir.
19 absent. 20 absent. 21 absent. 22 23 absent. 24 absent. 25
Present, sir.
of 26, absent 27, absent 28, absent 29, absent 30, absent 31, absent 32, 33, 34, 35,
Present, sir.
35 present, 34 present, 35 absent, 36 absent, 37 absent, 38 absent, 39 absent, 40 absent, 41 absent, 42,
Yes, sir.
43, 43 absent, 44,
Yes, sir.
45, 45 absent, 46 absent, 47,
Present.
48, 48 absent, 49 absent, 50,
Yes, sir.
51 absent, 52 absent, 53 absent, 54 absent, 55, 56
Sir,
absent,
55 present.
55 present, 56 absent, 57,
Present.
58,
Present.
59 absent. Roll number 60 absent, 61 absent, 62,
Present, sir.
63 absent, 64 absent, 65 absent, 66 absent, 67
Present, sir.
of 67 present, 68 absent, 69 absent, 70
Yes, sir.
of 71, 71 absent, 72
Present.
of 73, 73 absent, 74 absent, 75 absent, 76 absent. Okay. If anyone has not given the attendance, you can tell me the roll number.
Sir,
Ah,
30, sir. 30.
roll number 30. Okay. Who else? Okay. So now, thank you for attending the lecture. You can leave the lecture. Thank you very much.